Hello, my name is Brittany, and today I am going to talk about William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying. William Faulkner was born on September 25th, 1987, in Albany, Mississippi. He was named after his great-grandfather, William Clark Faulkner. He moved to Ripley, then Oxford, when he was just a child. He joined the British Air Force in 1918 and then the Canadian Army, but he didn't get to fly because a couple days before the war was about to end, so he dressed up like a lieutenant and just boasted around to his friends like, I did this in the war, I had that in the war. So after all that, he enrolled in a couple classes at the university, and then he dropped out. He married Mrs. Stella Oldham and had a child that died prematurely named Alabama, named after his Alabama, and had one child that survived, Jill. She died in 2011. He served as a writer in residence at the University of Virginia, and he passed away on July 6, 1962, via a heart attack. The books he written are The Marble Fawn in 1924, Soldier's Pay in 1926, The Sound and the Fury in 1929, As I Lay Dying in 1930, Sanctuary in 1931, Requiem for a Nun 1950, Light in August 1932, As a Bomb in 1936, The Hamlet in 1940, Go Down Moses in 1942. The awards he won were the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1949, National Book Awards in Fiction the same year. He won 2 Pulitzer Prizes, one for A Fable in 1954 and The Rivers in 1962. He also won the National Book Award twice, one for Collected Stories in 1951 and A Fable in 1955. He also won the Legion of New Orleans. I have no idea what that is. So, context for As I Lay Dying. The context for As I Lay Dying is a Southern Gothic novel with a tiny bit of magic, which is like Darrell's kind of psychic powers of how he knows like his mom was passing and about Dewey Dell's pregnancy. It has 15 characters telling the story throughout the book, all stream of consciousness, as in like when you read it, it's like they're telling what's going on in their minds, what's going on in their day. It deals with death, how to cope with it, and also deals with childbearing, with Addie chapter how she bore all her children, and with Dewey Dell and her trying to get an abortion and her right to choose what she want to do with the baby. It also has characters dealing with the loss of the matriarch in their own way. It does have some animal references in them, with Vardaman calling Addie a fish in his mind. He thinks that Addie couldn't breathe in the book. It also talks about farming in the South, the economic parts of it, when Cash builds the coffin instead of them like going to the funeral home, and then Joel's like, I need those $3. It deals with PTSD as well, because of how Daryl like burned the Cash calmly just burned the farm down, and the family wanted to put him in a mental hospital instead of just outright helping him. What this book reminds me of, it reminds me of a 16 story episodes exclusively on Patreon by Old Gods of Appalachia, my favorite podcast. I haven't listened to it, but one day I will. The title also reminds me of the metalcore band As I Lay Dying, but they don't have any songs referencing the book. Their music does not totally reference the book at all. So the reviews of the book, they did artistically, the new novel constitutes a new constitution, but at the same time a considerable modification of its point of view technique. This is from What Remains of Faulkner by Lothar Horninghausen. The next one is where Cynthia Grenier as William Faulkner in 1955 to explain why so many of his characters are trapped by fate. Faulkner responded that although the explanation was accurate, the question was misdirected. A more relevant question, he said, was to be asked, how they go under, to which he replied, it's to go under when trying to do more than you know how to do. It's trying to defy defeat even when inevitable. It's from William Faulkner in the Drama of Meaning. The discovery of the figurative language is As I Lay Dying, which is by Joseph R. Ergo. This should have been first, but this novel, Faulkner's Field, was published in 1950 and is arguably his most influential, if not famous, for use of his stream of consciousness by Contemporary Review. This was in the Norton thing, I believe. This was kind of a little bit fun, even though the project didn't ask for it. I just did it anyway. This is a mini playlist for the book. I Know These Hills, Kevin Costner, and Modern West featuring Sarah Buck. This was on the Hatfield and McCoy miniseries that is on Netflix. Ain't No Grave by Johnny Cash, Carry Me Down, Demon Hunter, Famous Last Words, My Chemical Romance, and last but not least, Take Me to Church by Hoser. And that is it. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye.